Good morning, Reclaimers, and welcome to today's episode of DAEMON X Daily. Whether you're a veteran, a rookie, or just happen to be passing by, this is your stop for all things DAEMON X Machina. I'm Phantom Z2. This transmission is being recorded on July 30th, 2025 for release on July 30th, 2025. And today we'll be discussing the two trailers that just got posted that I was not expecting to be translated kind of this soon. The English side of Marvelous has kind of taken their time on some aspects of DAEMON X Machina's TITANIC SCION's trailers and social media. So this being in my subscription box not too long ago was quite surprising, especially when prior to this showing up, I already had an 11th video episode planned out to talk about the Star Reclaimer novel that got, announced to me getting a physical. I literally wrote one up July 17th. I just was too busy to actually get to recording it and editing the video. I have like a job interview to go to in like 2 hours. So it just kind of just caught me at the best time. I was like, oh wait, I can record this. All right, let's go. So I have not actually watched the Fusion trailer. And granted, we did get visuals of the Fusion system in the IGN interview. And of course, we've seen heavy armor gameplay in both, I believe, the IGN segment and also in the Famitsu highlights that were in the article. I did not watch the Famitsu videos because I don't want to watch long form content of DAEMON X Machina Titanic Scion. I kind of just want to experience it myself at this point. But for trailers, I will still pay attention to very much so. And now we have an English trailer, so now I can actually react to the trailer for you guys and also read out English. As for the American website, it doesn't yet seem to be updated with the heavy armor stuff from what I last checked, which was before I started recording. So we'll have to look to the Japanese website for that. But the Fusion system we can look at. But because the heavy armor trailer was posted first, we will get into that one first. But they posted Fusion first, so we're gonna do that one first. Okay. Fusion system. Alright. Fusion allows you to acquire useful combat abilities by splicing immortal factors into your body. Immortal factors can be obtained from defeating enemies. Oh, wait, hold on. So we see development data. Alright, so Fusion factor. So this is before, I believe I stated that these were chips that you would have as enhancements to your arsenal. This is not the case. It is fusion factors, and that you put them onto your actual physical body. So different genes and factor information, fusion information, body parts affected by activation, ion mutation, entire body. Okay, great that it tells you what it does as well, right before you even pick it up. Acquirable skills: grappling chain level 1, stun resistance up to level 2, helm splitter level 1, onslaught level 1, auto dodge. Okay, some interesting stuff right here. Immortal factors are divided into 3 categories: skeleton, might, and shell. Well, they're about to tell us anyways. The combination of factors you possess. So it's 6,000 credits to activate of collected genes. Now, it says collected genes, but that's not the total amount of genes you can put on yourself, right? I'd assume it's more than that. What type of genes you own to acquire a skill? Acquirable skills, why skill at the obtain at the okay. Oh, so what you're collecting is you have a set of skills that you can learn. What you need is the genes in order to activate the skill. Okay, got it. And then okay, so now you can see all you can do. The more you fuse, the more skills will become available to you. 1,000 cuts. Press and hold AZL or AZR to guard your front and repel bullets back at opponents. Dashing is enabled while guarding. Explosive bullets cannot be repelled. Van braces with higher melee brawling power lower the skills, stamina, and femto consumption. Tachi, laser blade, and blade. Okay, that's very interesting. It tells you exactly what type of weapons it works for. It tells you there's some of them need like additional inputs. So it's not just like, oh, this will automatically happen. No, this is like hey, input this command, which makes it a lot more like an action game, kind of like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry. So that's interesting. Auto dodge level 1. Oh wait, hold on, go back. I want to see what auto dodge description for that was, how it works. there's up to 6 types of genes for each one. It says like the show one says XI. Oh, that's XI. It's 11, not 6. Support skill that when activated readies evasive measures and automatically dodges enemy attacks. Maintaining the state consumes stamina and offensive, so timing with incoming attacks is of the utmost importance. Maintaining this state. So this is something that you'd have to activate, assumingly, or is it like, because it says a support skill that when activated readies evasive measures and automatically dodges enemy attacks. It doesn't tell you what you would need to input to activate it, which is a confusing part, because like for the repelling bullets, that told you, hey, press A and ZL or A or ZR. This is stating that there's like a different mode that you need to activate. Barrier burst creates a barrier that absorbs enemy attack and releases the guy that energy as a wide range counter attack. Okay, kind of like the or like gain attack, gain the kinetic energy of an attack, feed it, and blow it back up. Kind of like was it the Black Panther suit. The more energy the barrier absorbs, the more powerful the attack will be. Barrier only protects against attacks from the front. Higher levels of stagger resistance can better absorb the impact of strong attacks. What does it look like? Oh, we don't see it. However, the more freeze you perform, the more your body will mutate. Now, if you're unaware, this was also a mechanic that was in the first Daemon X Machina. However, it was not with immortals, but just with other. You could it's just like more mechanical. So you could enhance your body to alter how you, of course, play within either outside of your arsenal, so just as an outer, or within your arsenal. So you would get some things like, I believe, the blink, where it would allow you to dodge incredibly fast. You would be able to get the glide ability for your outer. You would be able to get a laser blade. So certain things like that. And now it's taking the form of immortals, where it's just like now kind of like you get tattoos across your body, but also you kind of get more like a rusted organic composition to your body that I believe in the later stages does mimic a little bit some aspects of the type of enhancements that you would get in the first game. I will say though that some of these actually, let me just go back for a second. Some aspects of this remind me of the Neon team's arsenal composition, specifically in the leader. I forgot his name at the moment, but the leader for Neon. I feel like the leg pieces, well, not the leg pieces, more like the hip pieces, kind of mimic something that he has in his own arsenal design. I could be misremembering that. It does feel kind of similar. So maybe the arsenals that Neon has is also enhanced by immortals as well. So it's the fact that some of their or at least one of their members also has the ability to manipulate immortals, has complete control over them. Resetting biometric information will extinguish the acquired factor and restore your body to its previous state. You want to reset. So, and wow, 500,000 to reset? That's a lot. Abandon your humanity and gain power, yeah. So, in the first game, there wasn't really, that's creepy. I don't think there was a way to also have your enhancements, but then, like, you couldn't transmog that. Once you enhance this, you would have to commit to it unless you like want to reset it. I think the only kind of way that you would go about it is if you have one of the DLC costumes. If you have the DLC costumes, then it overlays your fusion / enhancements. So that way, for instance, in some of the gameplay that I've shown of my outer, I actually do have certain body enhancements on my character. However, because I wear the Grand Demon armor, you won't be able to see them. I believe on my face you can still see them, but anything like below, so like because I have like the glide ability and things of that nature, like my robotic legs or like my robotic torso, you cannot see at all. And I don't know, they'll probably do the same thing here, but because I've never actually known how much that affects, how much does that affect the face part? Because if you have something like all of this here, how much is that going to change or is it going to stay the same as this, but then the body actually does change to whatever the DLC armor is? Also, you got, wow, you just got rid of your entire body essentially. That's a very skinny choice though. Oh, more of that music. Let's go. Fusion skills. I'll turn it down some. That's pretty loud. Okay. Fusion skills are powerful attack skills that can turn the tide of battle. So that wasn't that that was the shield that we've seen in the original announcement trailer. Well, I say announcement, but in the original Nintendo Direct 2 trailer. The Nintendo Direct Nintendo Switch 2 trailer. So a huge barrier. All right. A diving. Well, so I guess was the uppercut together, or was the diving strike the actual attack? Because if they're together, but you can also like utilize them individually. It's like if you go to the uppercut but not do the diving strike back in, that can give you some good combo potential. That's the barrier that they were talking about. Oh wow, that's a big fate. That's a big shockwave. Here's the Mirage. Okay, so this is a Daemon X Machina skill that you kind of just innately had after a certain point in the story. If you press the right stick, it'll consume your femto to power this Mirage that the immortals and enemies would target instead of targeting you, which allows you to still target the enemy basically while being unnoticed in a sense, or by leaving them confused, because now there's two enemies to focus on their side. If this is only a fusion skill, that's interesting. I would have preferred this to be a mechanic that you just have. However, with the amount of stuff that this game has going on, I could potentially see why they didn't do it. And also, you can, I guess we're kind of faster as well, a bigger world. So perhaps making this a fusion skill something that you can opt into instead was better. Because stamina now consumes. Yeah, I mean not stamina. I think it's the case that your fast pace, your dash. My bad. I don't know why I was just losing the word. Your dash also consumes your femto now, or at least part of it. So maybe they wanted to have it be the case that you can just choose how you want your femto allocated more often, or utilized more often. It's a wide variety of skills that enhance your stats. Okay, so outer HP regeneration, max stamina, nice. Melee brawling, performance, grabbing during performance, corrosion, resistance. Okay, that's a thing. Oh wait, what song is this? Oh, this is a remix. Is this Overkill? Hold on, let me see. I can actually just pull it up right here to show you. Play music. What is that? Yeah. Yeah, that's Overkill. Okay, interesting. It sounds really awesome. Gosh, I can't wait to hear more of this song. The soundtrack is kind of like the biggest thing that I've wanted to hear from Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion, because the original is one of my favorite soundtracks ever. So the fact that they're still incorporating like those riffs from the original songs as well, still, it just makes me really happy that that kind of the identity of Daemon X Machina's music is still intact. All right, so yes, wow, crazy spin attack. What are they stabbing with? Oh, that's a lance. Okay. It looked like they were like just doing that with their hands. No, it's a lance. Okay, that's really cool. All right. All right. Now let's go right into the fusion aspect on the website. Fusion, the power to sacrifice your humanity for strength. Occasionally, you find immortal factors in the carcasses of immortals. By using a factor to your outer in the library. By fusing a factor to your outer in the library, you can acquire special abilities from that immortal. But be warned, the more fusions you perform, the more mutations your body will undergo. So before we even get to like all the stuff that we've seen kind of from the trailer as well, here is the B and left stick for the heavy armor. So this is how you activate it. This bar will increase over time as you're playing. And then once it's full, then you can activate the heavy armor. We'll see it in the trailer, but because it's already here, I'll just point it out right before we even get to it. Yeah, femto resistance done. It says femto efficiency, and then stun resistance. Then we can actually see the fusion. What's it called? The fusion area. Equip skills, fusion skill list, factor compendium. So the whole bunch of different factors that you can collect, which is with the way that Daemon X Machina already had like a whole compendium for the attachments that you could add to your arsenal. There probably is going to be a lot. Like maybe at least 100, potentially. I say 100 as in counting the levels as well. Also lab level. Perhaps the more features that you do, the more you have the ability to actually activate. Because now currently it has like collected genes 3 out of 4, and the highest that we saw within that trailer was that you could go up to 7. Yeah, you want to activate your genes to acquire a skill from also the ones that were shown in this screenshot, the second screenshot that's about to pop up right here. Go to this image. There we go. All right, 100,000. Oh, so the price that is dependent on also how many genes you are fusing into your body. So right here is 100,000, whereas in the trailer when they had 6, it was 500,000. And then this, you can see one of the paths of fusion growth. I'll just call it that, fusion growth or mutation. Overpower your foes with inhuman abilities. You can acquire a variety of abilities through fusion, from stat improvement to combat skills, to give you an edge in battle. The more you fuse, the more skills will be available to you, and the more your battle prowess will grow. Make the power of the immortals your own and conquer the battlefield. So because it's not stated, okay, yeah. So I think the dive down might just be the skill part. We have Mirage here. So once again, showing that it is now tied to the fusion system rather than the just an innate ability that you had like in the first game, which I am a little disappointed about, because that means that you do have to change the way that your body looks for it to get the Mirage. And if it's like a full on, if in order to get Mirage you have to go all the way to this point, I'd be disappointed, because I would rather just like, you know, have some tattoos, and then like I would rather keep the way my body looks, at least especially my face, and then be able to use Mirage. I wouldn't want it to be the case that, oh, I'm obscuring my face now and then I get Mirage, because for me a lot that goes into character design and a lot that goes into like feeling a connection with my player is being able to see their face. And especially with the fact that the main character talks now, they have a voice actor, they communicate within the story. I want to see what they look like at all times. Or at least when I'm out of my arsenal, or at least when I have set my arsenal to have the face off. I like seeing my character's face. I wouldn't want to have to obscure that for the sake of having a skill that I really like, going based off the first game. Then we have the big barrier as they're fighting a gun fort. All right. So without that out of the way, now we can get into, this page isn't updated yet, but I'll just give it one more refresh, see if they've updated it now, because I'm doing this in real time. Yeah, okay, they haven't updated it yet, so we'll have to check the Japanese website for heavy armor, but we will watch the trailer first. Okay, high power weaponry, heavy armor. Okay, so just like what we saw in that the full trailer at the Nintendo Direct, this is that sequence. The same black heavy armor as well. You summon heavy armor when your call gauge is full. I know it was a left stick and B and left stick, I believe, right? I wonder how early into the game you get this. Because But the fact that there were screenshots of the game, like they were kind of hiding it, but also not at the same time. So the fact that there were screenshots on store pages and even on the website, on the Japanese website, that, oh no, I think it was the American website that actually showed the heavy armor in the background, that already showed the heavy armor. My assumption would be that you get it pretty early into the game. Use it until the gadget. Yeah, so your VP, your health is now instead your also your time bar for how long you have this for. So for like a really weird comparison, think of it kind of like actually wait, I guess that wouldn't be the best comparison, because in the Budokai series, when you fuse into Gogeta, it's actually your key bar that is replaced with a time meter, but kind of essentially like that. I mean, you're not dead when this timer goes out. You just go back to your arsenal. So it kind of is the same. You get faster flight. Let's see. It's a robust weaponry and impressive defense can turn the tide of battle. What is this yellow effect going on to the character? Maybe they're hit by a status or a status ailment. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait. As you attack, the VP bar goes down. So if you see that, it's at 16. So 1569. It looks like it's jumping down at least. It could just be that it's moving really fast. So I can't actually say for sure, but because the speed of the meter in time with the attacks made it look as if the meter goes down based upon how long you're using it in. Well, I mean, the fact that you're attacking in heavy armor, which would be, thinking about it, kind of stupid. Because you're already on a timer. Why should utilizing the thing why would utilizing the mechanic that's supposed to make your attack stronger, that already has a timer, make your timer go down faster? So maybe that was just really stupid on my part. Yeah, we're doing way more damage now, within the hundreds. Oh, but still like 50s, 30s. The numbers are bigger too, but I wonder if that's probably just scaling with the size of the character. Use it at the right moment to annihilate your... Oh wait, hold on, wait. Battle. So you have the big giant laser. You also customize this color and decals, which is awesome. So very similar to what the customization that you already have for your basic arsenal. So just, and it's also better than Daemon X Machina's customization was already good. This is just like you have more to change here, so it's just better automatically. Yeah, this is gonna be really fun. Okay, so that big laser thing, this big laser cannon that's on you, I believe this is actually what you use when you transform into your flight. So yeah, it transforms going forward. Probably I would assume, for you to be able to shoot while you're still flying, because you can't use your sword or anything like that. So you just be like, oh, here's your laser cannon that's gonna shoot that's gonna be right in front of you as you're flying at all times. Which means that your arm is always gonna be taken by this. You cannot. It looks like based upon that angle, like it kind of looks more like a javelin rather than part of like a full-on like just your what the heck? Rather than just your hand, but it looks to be more like a cannon arm rather than a like something that your arm is just holding. Now you have, actually, hold on, were those guns on the back there before? Oh yeah, no, wait, you can change your equipment. This person has 2 swords, whereas this other person, actually they have 3 swords, but this person has 2 bazookas. So you actually can change your equipment somewhat. Okay. I thought it was always going to be that you had to stick with just a sword and this. And then of course you have your big lasers on the side, and then something else. But the fact that you could still, I mean, that would be really kind of crazy if you couldn't, but the ability to still have additional weapons or change what weapons that you want equipped is cool. It's just that a lot of them are using the sword as well. All right. And then finally, let's check the Fusion website. Well, the Fusion part, not the Fusion, Heavy Armor part of the website. I believe these are all screenshots that we essentially saw from the Famitsu article. So there's nothing new necessarily coming from this stuff. And there's not much other gameplay to see here. Everything that we kind of got was from the trailer within itself. There are, as I stated before, there are videos put out by Famitsu now where you can see more of the Heavy Armor gameplay in action, but I don't want to watch that type of stuff because I'd rather experience all that stuff once the game comes out. So for now, this is actually where I will end it. Not too long of an episode in comparison to like the times that we went over. What was it? What trailer was it? It was one of the first 3 trailers. I think I spent like a good 30 to 40 minutes highlighting that one. So this is in comparison a lot shorter. With that being said, that's where I'm going to end it off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe as well for more future episodes of DAEMON X Daily. Thank you for tuning in. What's my outro again?